Making a game is hard. It also has a good side where you enjoy making your own game. But the cons outweigh the pros. Let me explain. When you have a good game idea, a mechanic, a vibe, a visual concept, it's exhilarating. You open your engine, throw some cubes on a plane, maybe animate a little bug enemy that explodes when clicked. But that golden phase, it doesn't last forever. Because if you don't have a solid design plan, you will eventually hit a wall. You will open your project, stare at it, and just freeze. So you think, okay, I need to write things down. And you start a GDD, a game design document. Which is great until it becomes a graveyard of overthought mechanics and lore no one asked for. The truth, you do need a plan, but it has to be flexible and realistic. Let's suppose you got that GDD in place. Now what? You start filling it with systems and mechanics you saw in 10 other games. You make huge flowcharts. You plan every possible item, enemy and environment. You are designing a game you haven't even started making yet. You've been there. With Hellback, we had to cut half of the systems we initially planned. Why? Because we realized we were spending more time inside Notion than inside Unity. Design is great, but it doesn't matter if it never becomes playable. Let me show you how we had to cut Hellback's design. At first, we had 10 boss ideas. Each boss had its own playable character. In Hellback, every character is a smaller version of the bosses. So not only they look alike, they also use smaller versions of boss abilities in-game. But to unlock those characters, you have to kill that character's boss version at least once. Then it will be playable. So we had 10 unique boss ideas, each with characters, but they didn't make the final cut. Because we are 2 people and can't make a huge game. I mean, we can, but it would take years to finish it. This bug on the screen is an example. I even made a portrait for it, but it couldn't survive and had to be eliminated from the document. Once you got a manageable plan and you actually start building, things finally flow. Planning things out make everything easier. So much so that I've started my own personal project while making Hellback. A Doom-like game, but in the universe of Hellback. It's not that serious, but having a game in 2 different styles is oddly satisfying to me. I will sound like a hypocrite, but making 2 games at the same time, or even spending lots of time on one game, is a trap you have to avoid, because it can result in burnout. When you are a solo developer or in a tiny team, every task is your task. You are the designer, programmer, artist, UI person, sound designer, everything. And if you don't pace yourself, it will eat you alive. I've had weeks where I worked on Hellback for more than 10 hours a day, made a bunch of progress, and then didn't touch it for 2 weeks because I was so mental fried. And that's okay, you're allowed to stop. So here's what I've learned from making our first non-game jam, non-hobby, and actual real deal game. Don't overplan, don't overwork, and try to finish small pieces. And if you want to support us, please wishlist Hellback on Steam and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.